and welcome to Essentials, Preparing for Success. It doesn't matter what camera you use, this course teaches the basic elements of photography. What you learn today will give you the ability to use any camera that you want. You'll just have to be able to find the settings on that particular camera. Everyone has a camera. The purpose of this course is to help you become a better photographer, the photographer that you want to be, to have complete control of your exposure. There are more photographers than ever before, and many of them want to learn how to have more control of their camera. I see many photographers using the automatic settings on their camera because they don't feel confident using the manual settings. When you use the automatic settings, you are giving your camera control of the outcome of your picture. And when you're using the manual settings, you are in control, and your camera then becomes an extension of your artistic expression. Most people shoot in some form of automatic mode, point and shoot. Understanding the basic elements of photography is what every photographer needs in order to have complete control of their exposure. As a photographer, you're extremely talented, very artistic, you love photography, you take your camera everywhere you go, and you have a passion for photography. I know this because you most likely shoot in some form of automatic mode, point and shoot. This is the most important part of photography. You look through your viewfinder, you focus, and you compose your shot. Please don't stop shooting like you do, because right now you are being artistic and capturing the magic of life that unfolds in front of you every day. You just need the understanding necessary so that you can have complete control of your camera. You're an artist. You paint with light. You use your camera to capture your vision. Your camera should just be an extension of your eye. You have the talent. Now let's just give you the knowledge. It takes the talent and the knowledge to become the complete photographer. How to practice. The purpose of this course is to help you become a better photographer. This course has been designed to give you the complete information in an easy step-by-step method so that you'll be able to take your photography to the next level. The workbook provided will be an exact reinforcement of this course, with practice exercises at the end of each topic. Regardless of how you decide to absorb the information, it's important that you practice what you learn immediately. Practice one bite at a time, and you'll be able to take your photography to the next level. Most importantly, have fun and make mistakes. That's how we all learn. Preparing for success. Have you noticed that your camera came with a manual? This is the most important book that your camera came with. Please keep it in your camera bag. Get to know your camera's manual. Know how to find the basic settings on your camera. Even though your camera manual is very thick with all types of features, there are only a handful of functions that are necessary to capture the exposure that you want. If you're shooting in the green box, full automatic mode, then your camera is in full control of your exposure for you. Most people use this mode because it gives them the freedom to be artistic without having to worry about all of the technical settings. Manual mode is my favorite mode. In fact, it's the easiest mode to shoot in. However, it's not always realistic to shoot in manual mode, so I will use other modes if I need the camera to help me at times. Your camera is only using 3 things to accomplish an exposure: ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. When you are in automatic mode, your camera is controlling ISO, aperture, and shutter speed for you. Once you go into more advanced modes such as program mode, aperture priority, shutter priority, or full manual mode, then you can take charge of 1, 2, or all 3 of these elements, giving you more or complete control of your exposure. Having more control of your exposure gives you more control of light, color, and special artistic effects. Metering is considered an advanced concept. What is metering? What is a correct exposure? What is an exposure? How do you measure light? Metering is easy, and I can't wait to explain metering to you. Because if you're not metering and measuring the light for every one of your images, it will change your photography overnight. I'm almost always using my autofocus. I love my autofocus. Technology has made it very precise. However, I'm in control of my autofocus. When you are in full automatic mode, the camera is in control of your autofocus for you. When you use more advanced modes, then you can be in charge of your autofocus. You can be using your autofocus and decide whether you want to focus to the left, the right, the top, the bottom, or right in the middle for precision focusing. The basic elements of photography. Here are the basic elements of photography. Light is the single most important element in photography. We are artists. We paint with light. Our camera should just be an extension of our eyes so that we can capture the light the way we want. We can't take a picture until we know how much light we need, and we accomplish that with ISO. Once we know how much light we need, we now gather the light with the magical effects of aperture and shutter speed. We're also going to be discussing metering, focus, and composition. Focus is a part of composition because you're leading your viewer exactly where you want in your image. You're going to see images that you'll be able to tell that they have been processed in post-production. That's because I love post-production. However, I use post-production to expand on my artistry if I choose. It's not fun to spend all of your valuable time using post-production to fix images. You're also going to see images like this one that are straight out of camera because I want you to know that when you have control of your exposure, you can have control of light and color. Think of your camera's manual as your guide to fully understanding how to operate your camera. This course will teach you the rest. No matter what style of photography you enjoy, commercial, photojournalism, portrait, wedding, landscape, all styles of photography use the same basic elements. Learning about these basic building blocks will help you become a better photographer. Essentials Spotlight. At the end of every topic, we're going to have a review. As simple as this topic was, we're going to have a review so that you can start to feel the ease and flow of this course. Preparation tips. Study your manual. Locate all of the settings on your camera. Know how to assemble and disassemble your camera. Know how to clean your camera and lens. Have extra charged batteries. Keep your elbows locked in tightly. Practice using a tripod. Use a camera strap. Practice taking pictures. Essentials Practice Material Number 1. Name the 4 basic elements of photography. Light, ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. Number 2. While in manual mode, locate and change each of these settings on your camera. Change your ISO to 400. Change your aperture to f5.6. Change your shutter speed to 1/125th of a second. Change your focus to autofocus. Change your autofocus point selection to center. Change your metering to spot. By challenging yourself to find and change these settings on your camera, you will then be ready to easily find these settings when it comes time to learn how to use them. Essentials bonus. Want incredible colors straight out of camera? Take control of your colors by understanding white balance. White balance is the process of removing unrealistic color casts so that white looks white in your photo. If your camera can figure out what white is supposed to be, then all of the other colors will appear as they should. Most cameras do a pretty good job in auto white balance. However, there will be times when the camera has no idea what white is supposed to look like. When that happens, select a white balance preset that matches the lighting condition that you're in, and now your camera will know what white is supposed to look like. For example, on a cloudy day, select the Cloud White Balance preset and see if you notice a difference. By being aware of your lighting conditions and adjusting your white balance presets accordingly, you will notice much more realistic and impressive colors. If you want more accuracy from your colors, then use your custom white balance. First, select custom white balance. Then photograph something white within the same lighting condition as your subject is in. Since each camera manufacturer is different, I suggest that you study your camera's manual on how to do a custom white balance on your camera. With a custom white balance, you will now achieve perfection. By becoming familiar with white balance, you will take your artistry to the next level by having incredible colors straight out of camera. Congratulations! You have just completed Essentials, Preparing for Success. You are now ready to move on to the next step, ISO, Controlling the Image Sensor.